lots of life updates. So many things. So many things. Where do I begin? Where do I begin? First off, I just wanted to say thank you. I feel like I have talked a lot in the past few months about my taking a step back from social media, specifically as a job. It is no longer my full-time job. It's not even something that I'm really making money from anymore. And the reason I'm in this room right now, okay, the reason I am able to sit down and make this video and have the luxury of living where I live is because of you as a viewer. And I will never, ever, ever take that for granted. And I will never forget how meaningful this job was to me and still is to me. I know that at a certain point, it just stopped being fun. I stopped enjoying myself, and I think people saw that. I think that when you are not being authentically yourself, that it is very apparent. And if you present yourself online to be a certain way and you are not showing up in that way, or you are, but you know, people can tell that your energy is off, it's not fun for anybody. I was also going through the past year or so a lot of my own personal things, and I didn't feel like I was in a position to be an inspiration to anybody, especially when I was struggling with my eating disorder. It felt counterproductive or hypocritical for me to sit here and tell somebody to love themselves when I didn't. When I was struggling with the idea to even look at myself in the mirror. And I also think that I was tired of feeling like a product. The main thing that I think that has always made me feel icky about my job as a content creator was the fact that I would be selling people products that maybe I didn't even really use. That's a call out to me. That's definitely something that I am guilty of in the past. I make it very clear that now when I do take a brand deal, that it's something that I genuinely will use. But even at this point, how can I sit here and tell somebody to buy something when the world feels like it's ending? You know, you can sit here and be like, well, Emily, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. And it's like, yes, I know that, okay? I love buying things. Like, I am very guilty of being an overconsumer, okay? But I know how irritated that I get when I'm flooded and pushed products constantly when I'm just trying to enjoy myself online. And it just didn't feel right to me anymore. That's a lot to say that I've recently made the decision to delete my socials. Now, at this point that I'm recording this, it's been, I deleted them last Thursday, today's Monday, so has not been that long. But I have found myself losing joy in something that brought me so much joy throughout my teenage years and into my early adulthood. Social media has always been something that I have used to express myself, to be creative. It was my job at a certain point. It has helped so many other individuals with the content that I have put out, even if it's not just body positive content. I know many people have appreciated my openness with my own struggles. And that's something that means a lot to me. My creativity is something that I feel like I lost because I was focused on being palatable to others and to fit into this idea or box that I think many other content creators feel like they have to do in order to make it in this world. And I don't want to do that. The thing that appealed to me so much as a kid when it came to social media is that I could share what I liked. I could openly communicate with my friends. I could share content that I liked with my friends. It felt like a positive atmosphere in certain ways, okay? The thing is that I felt like in order for me to continue to create content, I had to present myself as brand friendly. And as an influencer, I was making a decent amount of money. You guys would be surprised. I mean, I think people are kind of coming to a realization of how much money influencers are paid. It felt like I was becoming a sellout. And it's like, yeah, I live in a 600 square foot apartment. I drive a 2013 Hyundai Genesis. Like, I'm not this like ballin' influencer living in a penthouse in New York City, but like I was also I was making a decent amount of money, and to let that go was scary. Out of college, I didn't have a job lined up. I was still doing social media full time. And then I got let go from my agency last August. It's been about a year now that I haven't had representation. And then after that, I decided to represent myself, and I worked with maybe 2 brands, and that money got me through a stint of unemployment until I got one of the worst jobs I'd ever worked in my entire life. Miserable experience. I was there for 5 weeks, and it felt like 5 weeks that I was sent to hell. And after deciding to quit that job, I was like, okay, maybe I'll go back to content creation. But it just felt so empty. Like it got to a point where it's like, am I doing this because I love it, or am I doing this because I need to pay my rent? It was the latter. Yeah, it was because I need to pay my rent. I need to pay my bills, okay? And I don't think anybody would hold that against me. And I was luckily able to find the job that I'm at now. I know a lot of people are curious as to what I'm doing. I'm an office assistant. I work an 8 to 5 job. Doesn't really have anything to do with my degree. But I'm happy. I work for a company who treats me really well. I'm very happy there. And I think that also brings me a sense of peace that I have not had, peace and stability, in a very long time. But it leads me back to this emptiness that I had felt for quite some time being a content creator and being chronically online. I've been chronically online for so long, and I think in the recent months I have felt it more than ever. I've noticed my addiction to my phone becoming something that is a very hard habit to break. And I've dealt with my fair share of vices and substances. And this is up there. This is up there. I didn't realize how much I would be reaching for my phone until it wasn't there anymore. And now I'm having to fill my time with other things. And I watched this YouTube video where this girl, I can link it in the description, where she talked about how when she went off the grid, she found her sense of like childlike wonder that she hadn't connected to in so long. And I find it so interesting that not only is it that, I am able to come to decisions and opinions on things by myself that I felt like I wasn't able to when I was chronically online. There's so much discourse, there's so much content about everything. The new season of Love Island, for example, it felt like I couldn't even enjoy a show. You know, like it was the strangest experience that I have ever had watching reality television. And it kind of hit the nail on the head for me of like, I don't like it here. This is just a bunch of people screaming into the void. And while I understand that social media is such a crucial part in organizing and educating and spreading awareness, it also sometimes feels like a void. It feels like an empty void that masks or, you know, masquerades itself as reality when it's not. And I think one of the big things for me being worried of stepping away from social media was like, where am I going to get my news? Where am I going to get my updates? And I think that's something that I'm still trying to figure out. I have a few political commentators that I enjoy watching. But, you know, I also have people in my life who are good at educating me as well. I have found so much peace, and I understand that it is a privilege to be able to step away from something and not feel the effects of it directly, especially as a white cis woman living in America right now. But I have understood that like this doom and existential dread, a lot of it was coming from this like constant overconsumption of content that was telling me not good things as soon as I woke up in the morning. Also, telling me how to dress, telling me what I should like, selling me a product. It was the complete opposite of what I enjoyed about these internet spaces. And I still have Pinterest and I still have YouTube on my phone. I don't go on YouTube Shorts. Thank you very much. I let my boyfriend show me the memes and show me the videos that like he has found funny. I've let my friends, my best friends, show me the videos that they found funny, and it's like I'm getting the cream of the crop. You know? I'm still in the loop, I guess. And I don't know. I never thought that I would feel so drained and overwhelmed by something that brought me so much joy at some point. But here I am, and I have been discovering new ways to express myself and finding joy in the things that I thought that I had lost, and rediscovering myself and rediscovering like what I like to wear, because believe it or not, on social media, whether you want to admit it, you are subconsciously being told what you should and should not wear or what you should be buying. And some of you may be like, oh yeah, if you're a sheep, yeah, if you're that easily influenced. But it's like, do you actually like that coquette whatever aesthetic that you're wearing, or do you just know of it because you saw it online? And that's something that I think I've been grappling with myself. Just a lot of things. Living authentically is a big thing for me right now. And I'm lucky that I have a lot of people in my life who support me in my decision to do so. I have lost the love of the artistry. I think that comes with being a content creator. And that's not something that I want to continue doing if it doesn't make me happy. Now, I'm supposed to be doing this like digital detox for 2 weeks, but I feel like I kind of should do it for longer. I'm thirsty for knowledge and creativity and to find myself again. And I don't think that that's possible with the way that the digital space is right now. I love long format content. I've always loved long format content. And I've noticed myself even not being able to fully consume it because I am so used to just little short hits of dopamine, and my attention span, especially as somebody who has ADHD, is diminishing. And I find myself, like, I don't like to call myself stupid or dumb, but I find myself lacking intelligence. And I'm a very intelligent person. I know this. And I don't like that. Of course, duh, hello. Although I am not currently tapped in, as the youth would say, I want to still continue to create, and I want to go back to my roots. And this is that. So, here goes nothing.